Let's build it. Let's build it. Okay, so we're playing Green Sun Trudge. We're playing... I think we can just search Hideaway and grab both of them real quick. I don't know. It just sounds so cool. No, so this I uploaded the wrong list here because I was pulling it from I was pulling it from my computer and that was the wrong build, but let's just do it. So the idea is that Slumbering Trudge alongside Fight Rigging, which is a 3-mana enchantment at the beginning of combat on your turn, put a counter on a creature, and then if you have a creature power 7 or greater, just cast your Hideaway spell. So that curves with Trudge and also curves with Green Sun Trudge. I think you also can play Bridge here. So we're also going to be playing Fanatic of Rhonas. We're almost definitely going to play one Korean Ranger at least. I don't know that we're going to be playing Cub. We're probably playing at least one Ouroboroid. I don't know if we're on Nantuko. I don't know if we're on Life's Legacy. I don't know if we're on Hinge. Because we have a bunch of other payoffs for Trudge. And then Life's Legacy is kind of awkward because we want our Trudges to stay in play. So, I want Sowing Mycospawn. And if I want Sowing Mycospawn... And it feels like I want to be playing Emrakul the Promised End as a big payoff that's for my Hideaway that's also relatively castable. And I guess potentially I also want to be playing... If I'm playing Emrakul, I probably need to be playing an Ugin's Lab package. And we play Kozilek's Command, which is also good with Ouroboroid anyways. Does this match up with the Omniscience Woodland Shell? I guess it could be possible, but I don't think that's going to be our first draft. So let's say no Shia. Probably, maybe you do want Summoner's Pact. Could see Summoner's Pact being good still. Like I say, let's probably. I think we have to move off the Badger Mole package. Although maybe one Badger Mole is still good. I think we just get Fanatic. I think we're in on Fanatic, and we're playing one Ouroboroid as a Green Sun target. And then I think that the Great Hinge is also probably... Maybe we're not playing Korean Ranger. And then I think Great Hinge just doesn't play as well with this stuff. The Hinge is it's so good with Trudge, but it doesn't seem so good with like the rest of the stuff we're playing. Like it seems like I want to be playing maybe Thought Not Seer. Maybe that's a good card with the... Maybe Hinge can still get in there. Yeah, you know what? We probably still want to play like maybe not 4 Hinges. What about Wumpus? It's kind of like a Trudge, I guess. Okay, so I think our deck is going to be probably not playing Korean Ranger. Probably going to be playing like 23, 22 lands. Let's say 23, and then this is going to be the deck, and then we're going to have another big payoff to hit off of Fight Rigging, and I don't know what that is. I guess it could be just Devourer of Destiny. Probably just should be Devourer of Destiny for consistency, right? Yeah, maybe Sire. Sire's pretty good in this meta. It also is maybe... I guess it's the same with Fight Rigging and stuff. Sire is pretty good. It is kind of nice just to have another, like you put this in play and you win the game most of the time, and it does win the game most of the time in this format, I think. This is not playing Rumble. Okay, so we are going to play a Dryad Arbor. Okay, so let's go Eldrazi Temple. Disciple of Freyalise, Turntimber Symbiosis. Okay, Turntimber Symbiosis is a good suggestion for sure. I don't know if we're going to play Disciple. People like just want Disciple of Freyalise to be better than it is. Although maybe it's just better in this deck as a Trudge anyways. Yeah, you know what? It probably just is great. Just not usually as good. 3 mana 6/6. You'd probably play the Wumpus, but I do think that maybe we should be playing Devourer. Although Turntimber into Sire is pretty good. We just do have 8 trudges, and not all of our hands need trudge to be good. No, yeah, we're gonna play Sanctum of Ugin or Ugin's Labyrinth. That's why we're playing all these imprintables. Bridgeworks Battle. Yeah, maybe we only have so many. Like at this point, we're like playing one basic forest. I think I'm gonna play Devourer of Destiny over Sire. I think we need the consistency. Turntimber Symbiosis, so you can hit it off of your Mosswort Bridge or your your hideaway cards. I think Besage can. We have a Besage you. Can we play just one hideaway land? Yeah, that's probably better. Just less tap lands. I think we can get more forest in the main. Although maybe these should be Hashep Oasises. Yeah, our colorless stuff is pretty tough. Just 8 cards for lab is pretty few. It's enough. It's fine. We've done it millions of times. It's totally fine. Petrified Hamlet's an interesting suggestion. Galta? How much mana is Galta? I mean, the thing is, the thing is, you kind of just want your stuff to be castable in general. Is one woodland viable? We're not playing Rumble. There's like, although Rumble, I don't know why we're not playing. I mean, we just have room maybe. Can we fit Rumble in? Maybe play Rumble over Thought-Knot here, but then we have less enablers for Fanatic. Tougher to build than I thought it would be. No, you have to. I think you just have to play Green Sun. Like you just don't have enough. You don't draw Trudge enough to play all these like fight riggings and stuff. Am I trying to fit too many decks in one? I mean, I don't know. I feel like the Trudge and Mosswort Bridge is something. It's possible somehow. I just don't know how you don't play Mycospawn and then K Command. And K Command's also so good too, like with the Hideaway. But I don't know. And then like it just feels like you have to go this direction. No, Rumble is really insane. Maybe we could play no Fanatic. Everything's so good. I feel like if we're gonna play Rumble, it has to be over Thought-Knot Seer. Yeah, I think it has to be over Thought-Knot Seer. Although Thought-Knot Seer is also a good hit off of the Hideaway a lot of the time. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about Wumpus. I don't think we need Turntimber. We absolutely do, because like Emrakul, Devourer, Turntimber, like this is only like 16 really good hits. Fight rigging into fight rigging is okay, I guess. Ouroboroid's okay. Wait, did I? Oh, sorry, I dragged Thought-Knot Seer out and put it right back in. Yeah, we have to keep this as like top end Green Sun target. So it's like 1 mana, get Arbor, gets Fanatic, gets Trudge. All right, I think this is our deck, our main deck. And then I think I do want to try. Although, how am I cutting these Thought-Knot or bringing these Seers in? Seems not very possible. I've been liking a bunch of Force of Vigors in theory since they help you deal with Titan a bit easier, which can be kind of tough. When Bajuka in the side's worthwhile. I don't know. It's like the sorcery speed graveyard hit's just not that good against Reanimator. And I think you just kind of main deck or you don't play it. And I think it's tough to main deck in this build with how weird our mana is already, right? And we already have lots of good utility lands for Mycospawn, or at least the bridge is the main thing. We could play Oasis. Maybe we need to play Oasis. Yeah, I think we actually need to play a Hashep Oasis. Ghost Court and Sideboard is great for big mana mirror and Belcher. It's probably worth it, yeah. It's just Majuka Bog isn't great against any deck, but Ghost Quarter is. I think I may just play 2, maybe 1. We don't have enough forest to play Shifting Woodland. It's just never entering untapped. I mean, it would be nice, but I think we're kind of just using our hideaway land instead. Um, one more. I guess I might just play fourth Vexing Bauble. There's been a lot of Neoform. Vestige would be better with Thought Not To, yeah. Maybe a different direction. All right, thanks for sitting through the brew portion. It just sounded really fun. So hopefully it does end up being fun. Okay, on the play. So we have green mana with the Turntimber Symbiosis. Not a great hand. This hand actually okay. Maybe Fanatic is just really quite strong in a deck with a bunch of Turntimber Symbiosis and Trudge. Like we might just be hardcasting it a bunch. Would one Halfling and one Cavern be good? I wouldn't play Delighted Halfling, no. My first modern deck was Grixis Delver by Caleb Durwald. So maybe next turn we just play two more Fanatics and then we hope to rumble into a Trudge. We'll see. I guess I don't want to get too ahead of myself. Do we think that they could be playing Living End? They could be playing Neoform. I think I'm just going to play double Fanatic. Eldrazi? They keep a card on top. They imprint an Emrakul. And they pass with a K command up, maybe. They think about using K command in my upkeep, which doesn't make a lot of sense. It's not really any different. I mean, I guess one difference is I can make a bigger K command here. I guess it'd be the same size. They make spawns also. So I do find a Trudge. I guess one kind of awkward thing is... Oh no, with the spawn token. Spawn token makes it fine. So now I can go play Trudge and... K command X equals 8 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's enough to cast an Emrakul if I find Emrakul. This is like double Black Lotus. Would have been triple. Holy guacamole. So I can also set up a fight rigging. I guess next turn we'll draw Rumble. So they get rid of their spawns. That's a good Trudge. So probably just cast Rumble. Don't put anything into hand. Sack spawn, put land back into hand. Or sorry, put the Emrakul back into hand. The Emrakul does cost 6. They're actually not very far away from playing it. Don't know what they're doing with cards. So this is 16. And I can only attack. So I have like 17 damage. They grab it in Snaring Bridge. So let me cast this Rumble. We know one of the cards is Fight Rigging. Okay. Another Emrakul. Does another Emrakul do anything for me? Not exactly. Attack first. Well, we want to hide away so we can. You have to go to combat. I guess we might as well just put them to lower life total here. So we get to Emrakul them a second time in a row. Keep the old Emrakul. Hit them to 2. Oh my gosh, they have Ghost Quarters, so insanely lucky. I probably well, yeah, I think I actually just kind of want to put this World Breaker back in their hand. So just so they have more cards in hand for Emrakul. You cannot get a sideboard card with Karn. Magic Online might let you, but you're not. So it's against the rules. It's been bugged for at some points. I think it's maybe worked properly sometimes, but you are not supposed to be able to get something with Karn when you're Emrakuling your opponent by the rules. I know that I know at some points my opponents have done it to me, but by the paper rules you're not supposed to be able to. All right, that was a good first start here. Interesting that they're playing Karn. I guess we get to bring in the Ghost Quarter, maybe over a Disciple of Freyalise. Maybe a bit more proactive potentially. I think I might bring in a Chomping Changeling. Trim a Devourer. That's true. If there's other artifacts in exile, you could get it with Karn. Assuming you'd be able to animate their bridge with your Karn and swing into your Emrakul. Yeah, it would have to be a... I guess we could have waited a turn on the Fight Rigging cast. Well, I have 2 K commands. Let's keep. Or sorry, 2 temples and a K command. Let's keep. Not exactly a very trudgy hand. Maybe I'll get a bridge with the Mycospawn. Probably will. So sideboard is off limits when controlling opponents. When someone... Yeah, you just... When you control your opponent, you're not allowed to look at their sideboard. I don't know exactly why. I know you were allowed to at one point. I know you're not allowed to anymore. Ooh. I think maybe we should have just K command X equals 2, but we're a little bit restricted on green mana, and I think it's fine. So yeah, this card is cool. So you look at the top 5, you put 2 creatures or lands into your hand, and then rest in the graveyard. Oh my gosh, you're Fight Rigging. Cool. So maybe they're gonna Ice Till Explorer, and if they play Ice Till, I'll probably exile the Windswept Teeth here. And then make a spawn so I could cast Mycospawn next turn. Not that I definitely want to. I have a Fight Rigging. I think let's go for the let's go for Mycospawn, because we do get to hide away off the Mycospawn. And I guess I'm gonna go after their colorless mana to cut them off K command. But let's get our Mosswort Bridge and hide away 4. We find a Devourer of Destiny for the Ice Till, and now next turn I can go... I guess I would have to draw a land to kick Mycospawn and then Devour. They rumble. They do not find a land off the rumble. It's really unlucky for them. They put a Mycospawn into their hand. I guess I could get Ghost Quarter for their thing. I draw Turntimber Symbiosis, so... Yeah, now I can go... Untapped land, kick Mycospawn for 10 power and play for the Mosswort Bridge. And then I could just get Beseiju, and then I can devour the Ice Till, but they don't let me hide away. That was cool. So we have Trudge plus Fanatic and maybe Devour to find us a payoff here. If we can Devour into Fight Rigging, we can turn 2 Fight Rigging. Aren't there better cards to cast for free? So there are definitely better cards that you could cast for free. However, we're kind of trying to bridge the gap a little bit here, where if you put Emrakul the Aeon's Torn in your deck, the only situation that card is good is when you are casting it off Fight Rigging. Emrakul the Promised End is less good to cast off Fight Rigging. It's much easier to just cast from your hand. And so we're trying to sort of balance those two plans here. All right, let's take a Mycospawn. We're gonna get hit by a monkey. It's not like Fight Rigging says search your library for a card and then cast it for free. You only get to look at the top 5 cards. So I don't like to put a card in the deck necessarily if the only situations it's good is in the top 5. Like Aetherworks Marvel, we've played Emrakul the Aeon's Torn, but with Marvel, you get to activate it multiple times. So they exile Devourer of Destiny to the Ragavan. Playing a Mardu deck. Play an Overlord, Mardu Blink. They can get a Solitude. They do grab Solitude. I'm going to imprint Emrakul. Devour seems a lot more likely to be hard cast this game. They may Solitude my Fanatic. They may Solitude the Trudge. Probably the Fanatic so they can keep getting in with Ragavan. No reason to have Solitude yet. They may not have a white card either. They may want to do something else. What is the Image 3 card you brew the most with? Can it be Fanatic? I mean, it definitely isn't Fanatic. I think I've probably done Fanatic more than anybody else, but I've done other cards more than Fanatic. So they exile my Trudge, which makes me getting... They just have an ending. They have Emperor. Yeah, I feel like they probably should have gone after Fanatic. I guess just maybe a boring, grab an Eldrazi Temple so I can cast Devourer next turn. And then maybe we can have an exciting cast Turntimber Symbiosis this game. But yeah, don't think we're supposed to grab the bridge without the Trudge in play. If we did, I guess it enters tapped, so we couldn't have cast it a spell immediately. They have Arena of Glory for their Flage, which is bad. Not necessarily game over. It's kind of good that they're exiling some of their creatures for the Emperor, I guess. Probably Chomping with the Mycospawn. Maybe not. Yeah, I think I just take 3. The 3/3 is pretty valuable against these two guys. Undraw. Possibly we just want to Eternalize Fanatic next turn to set up for hardcast Turntimber. Probably will Ouroboroid instead. Which is also good at getting the bridge enabled. Okay, so 2 cards in my opponent's hand. They play Marsh Flats as one of them. Maybe they could try to surveil something in the graveyard for Emperor. Oh, I guess my Fanatic's going to get Emperor most likely. They get untapped Sacred Foundry, so maybe they have Overlord or Solitude. It's Overlord, and they can find a Ketchamos, a Wisp, or a Ragavan. They choose Ketchamos, which is online. And then they exile my Fanatic of Rhonas and no attacks, I'm imagining. This costs 7 with 3. Okay, we drew a Trudge, which I guess doesn't do much this turn. Just mostly, I guess that Fight Rigging is already enabled. Yeah, well, we might just play this untapped next turn. So I don't think we're making any attacks here. We could also maybe Oasis our Ouroboroid next turn. Is Mardu better than Esper in my opinion? I don't know. I do think being Ragavan in these decks is nice because it gives you a lot of equity against decks like Tron, which otherwise you're just so cooked against. But one thing that like Blink players maybe don't know is that you're not even like favored against Boros. we looked at like a bigger sample size, and like the Blink decks are like 47% against Boros, and when that's the case, I don't think there's really a good reason to be playing them. What's up? I mean, yeah. The challenge in the fire, so we're just playing leagues and stuff.
Oh. Fun.
What's up? What are you doing?
Nothing, I'm bored.
Okay. Go be bored somewhere else. Alright, they detect his Phoenix, their Overlord. Pretty cool. What does Llanowar Reborn do for us in our deck? They find a Solitude, no white. I guess they could have drawn a white card off the Catcher Mouse. Ooh, hang out there. I hang out with her all the time. I'm at work right now. They did find the white card. So I guess we need to really find like fight rigging for the Trudge. They draw another card off the Catcher Mouse. We draw a K command. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to find fight rigging here. I have the turn. I can do one more. Okay, we find fight rigging. This is pretty fun, and this is why we needed Esther to be bored somewhere else. We're locked in on fight rigging here. So we need to find an Emrakul. What, we're -1 here. Oh, I guess we didn't need to cast the Trudge. So maybe we could have dug one deeper. Because we just do have Devourer of Destiny here. So we don't find Emrakul. We do find Devourer of Destiny, which can come down. It can exile this, and I guess I'm like alive. Maybe I exile the Detective's Phoenix. 1, 2. Probably not winning, not since we didn't hit Emrakul, but we'll play it out. Don't think we have enough mana to Emrakul next turn. I guess we could draw fight rigging. I do think we're gonna be alive. I think we do live a turn here. Although they're playing Mystic Pete untapped, so maybe they have a second Phoenix. That would be pretty crazy. Maybe this is for Emperor of Bones. Even if I do hit Emrakul, I don't know. I don't know if that Emrakul necessarily stabilizes. They exile my K command of the yard just for Emrakul. They're not even trying to Solitude me here. I do have a 6/6 to block the Overlord. Maybe they'll Solitude with the Overlord here. I have a 5/5 that also blocks Overlord. They do pick up the Solitude. Let me. I don't think I should double block. I think if they were gonna Solitude the Devour, they probably would have done it earlier. We're pretty cooked. Yeah, I mean we just could draw fight rigging, and I think Emrakul might stabilize us here. We could also rumble into fight rigging here. Although we miss pretty badly. So now what? Take Disciple of Freyalise, I guess, and then cast Trudge as a 6/6, or maybe. How dead am I? I don't think I'm that dead. Taking 2 for sure. Yeah, actually, I guess I'm just putting Emrakul back in my hand. Wait, maybe I should double check. 5, 6, 7. I guess I don't have enough to cast Emrakul if I'm chomping with all these. So we'll play Trudge. We'll make Trudge a 6/6, and then we can maybe sack it, gain 8 life, draw 8 cards next turn. Maybe. Glad to see Mardu looking good. Yeah, still game 1. They target Overlord, which maybe to be expected there. Maybe they're going to deck themselves. Probably not. They graveyard another Flage. Cannot escape it unless they hit with Ragavan or if they just have another red source in hand. Am I ever casting Disciple? I think that this deck is weirdly great for Disciple. It's Disciple. I've definitely like shot down this card a lot in the past, but I do think this is weirdly a very good deck for it. They returned a Flicker Wisp to their hand. I don't even know what's going on anymore, guys. And I think they also don't know what's going on. I think we're just trying to get this game over with, maybe. So this is, I take 6 and I don't die to Flage. Oh no, so I meant to sack, not a big deal. I meant to sack the spawn before damage for Solitude. I guess I died to Ephemerate on the Flage. Maybe they Flage kill my Trudge. They put me to 1. Which means I can't cast the Disciple of Freyalise because of the Oasis. Okay, I'm going to cast the Rumble. Can we find a fight rigging? We do find fight rigging. I'm going to cast fight rigging. Can we find Emrakul? And if we do find Emrakul, I don't know that that's enough. Maybe I could deck them. Oh, we don't find it. We could get a rigging, but then we can't rigging into rigging. I guess let's get Turntimber Symbiosis. And maybe Disciple of Freyalise lets me gain 9 life and live. I'm having a lot of fun. Maybe I stacked those triggers wrong. Okay, I don't find Disciple of Freyalise. All right. I yield. Symbiosis doesn't work. Symbiosis doesn't let you get the Emrakul cast trigger. So we were trying to get the Disciple of Freyalise so we could sack the thing, gain 9 life, draw 9 cards. I don't think I'm going to bring in Endurance for there. I guess they're also playing Ketramos. Reach Blocker could be good against Phoenix. I feel like my main deck's just pretty good against them. Let's run it back. I think the only issue with the OG Trudge deck is that forests are so important we can't play Disciple. I added 1 Disciple to the build. I think it always should have been in there. Okay, this hand's nice. No Vexing. I'm just not that worried about their whole deck, honestly. Wow, this is the nuts. We could cast Emrakul next turn. Let's go for it. Disciple of Freyalise will be sick. They might have Solitude, though. Dang. Although we gained 6 life and we still have fight rigging in play. It's not like that bad. I was really excited to gain 6, draw 6, but instead I only gained 6 and made them discard 2. So they Overlord, buy back Solitude, or Wisp. Wisp is a really good hit here. They do seem torn. They do choose Wisp. So let's Rumble first. We might find another Trudge. We don't find Trudge. We do find Emrakul or Mycospawn. I can fight rigging onto Mycospawn next turn to have 4 power for Fanatic. Right now, this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So a little short of Emrakul. Let's take the let's take this. I could also get the Hideaway land. But I think the Mycospawn is even mana neutral next turn. I can also go... I might be able to cast Devourer next turn. So if I go Eldrazi Temple, cast Mycospawn, get another Eldrazi Temple. Yeah, I can cast Devourer if the Fight Rigging counter goes on the Mycospawn. This is assuming they don't Solitude my guy, which is going to be kind of a problem. They returned Magus of the Moon. So I think they didn't return Solitude. They didn't return a white card. I guess we'll go for this line. Five. Yeah. Oh, it's my last Eldrazi Temple. So I need to put the counter here. And then next turn I could maybe Fight Rigging my Devourer. Or fight rigging the Devourer and then, you know, draw a bunch of cards off the Disciple. Very fun deck. So they have a Magus of the Moon. Are they hasting the Magus? I didn't see the Flage. Didn't see the Flage. Oh, dude, my Oasis. With my Oasis, I can Fight Rigging next turn. Their deck's firing at all cylinders for sure. Ooh, I also draw Turntimber. Let's cast Turntimber. Maybe... I don't think I can hit anything where I can also activate the Oasis this turn. Okay, so our options are Trudge. Okay, so let's do Trudge. Because Trudge will enter as a 9/9, and then I'm gonna go to combat. I'm gonna put a counter on the Trudge. I'm gonna cast Disciple of Freyalise. I'm gonna sack the Trudge, gain 10 life, draw 10 cards. Oh, we have a deck, chatters. We have a deck. I'm glad we took the time to put this one together. And then let's K-command the Flage. This is a deck. Oh, wow, wow. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Yeah, Disciple of Freyalise was a good include. Alright, we'll keep this. I haven't played a lot of Devourer lately. So we could Trudge for turn 1. Yeah, I think I'll just cast Trudge. Let me have Fight Rigging be a good draw. Yeah, they went Solitude my Trudge, Flicker their Overlord, that Escape Flage with Arena next turn, and just nothing to do. Gonna Solitude me? Yeah, it's so fun, and it's so funny that maybe the best card is just 1 mana 6/6 enters tapped with 3 stun counters. Which is, it's pretty good text. Why on my turn? Why in your turn? Sometimes I can figure out what you guys are saying, sometimes I can't. What's the Boros matchup going to be like, though? By Fight Rigging into Emrakul, pretty good. If they should Solitude, they do in their turn. Yeah, people make that mistake all the time, though. Oh, that's what they meant. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they should. You should. I mean, they're not doing anything, and I mean, they should surveil. They lost connection. That makes sense. Putting Hinge in the deck, adding a color or two. A color or two. You can't really splash a color very easily. You can definitely not splash 2. You can play Great Hinge. Like we've already played a lot of Great Hinge, Trudge. This is not a very good Great Hinge deck though. You don't have a lot of cheap mana dorks for it. And you have other payoffs for the Trudge here, and you can't play all of them, and their Trudge is good with a lot of cards apparently. I think we just played this and pass. See if they have a Felia. It'd be nice maybe if they didn't just have great hands all 3 games, but better for testing, I guess. Like they've been able to scam Overlord by turn 3 all 3 games so far. We do get to get our hideaway land off the Mycospawn. Yeah, I don't know why I don't know why they're playing Mystic Peak tapped first. Like you could get Ragavan here. They do find a Solitude, which is what they grab. If we do make them Solitude the Trudge, it's a lot of life points for us at least. And so we can go Mycospawn for... we might have to get Temple, though. Let's see what we draw. They also mill Flage again. So they could Arena Flage next turn again. And I draw Fight Rigging, but we know they have Solitude. If only we had drawn this last turn, that would have been so insane. I guess I don't need... I can get the I can get the Hideaway land. Yeah, let's get the Hideaway land. Turntimber, I guess. With Temple, we can Devour next turn, yeah. Well, we can Devour next turn already. This is just we play Lab and cast it. So we don't need the Eldrazi Temple, so we're getting the bridge. So let's hope they don't just have Arena of Glory. We'll be dead to that, I guess. Might be close to dead anyways. Oh, they don't have Mountain for Arena. Right, good catch. So they're gonna hit me for 8 down to 7. They return a Catchamos. They could Felia my Trudge to reset the stun counters. That's true. And I top deck K Command. So I could K Command Felia and make them Solitude my Trudge with Fight Rigging, and then next turn I could hardcast Devourer and try to use the Fight Rigging on that. I think I like that. So Hideaway 5. That's not great. I guess I just get another Fight Rigging. Could get Ouroboroid. I don't like that it comes into play in combat, but one thing is they're just gonna Solitude now, and I'm gonna gain 6. They pitch Wisp. And then we're gonna play around Ephemerate. Maybe I exile their Flage. I guess it's obvious I have K Command, but I think I'm gonna play around I think I'm going to exile Flage and whenever they target with Emperor and hope they don't hit a land. Which is maybe too narrow, but I think it's okay. I can still cast this next turn. Exile Flage and Solitude. I think I want to wait. Like maybe, like they didn't play a land last turn for Flage, and so I think I can play around the red source top deck. It's worse against Ephemerate, of course. Alright, so exile. Exile. They may just mill another Flage with Overlord, right? What if they land Flage now? I think we just might lose. Like it's been a tough game. You can't play around everything. Like maybe making spawns just to gain like 5 life is better too. They mill Solitude, Ragavan. They pick up Pinnacle Monk. Maybe they have Charball? Charball would be pretty good here. Oh, I changed my stream schedule. I mean, when there's a new set release, I just tend to go kind of longer. But there's also no challenge today, so just wanted to play some leagues. Okay. The return Solitude this time. I wish I had a better card off my first Fight Rigging. Although I do like force the solitude kinda, maybe not. Yeah, I mean, I think they kind of have to, and if they didn't, then I'd be dead to like the wisp. Oh dang, they didn't solitude. Uh, Bummer. Yeah, I don't think we're. I think now we're just dead to Emperor plus wisp, and we're probably dead to the Felia that they probably have. Yeah, I guess maybe I should have exiled the or just made spawns. All right, let's keep. I think I'm gonna lead on Oasis Trudge so that I can top deck fight rigging and turn to it. Although maybe I want to play bridge, just bridge taps, and maybe I want to set up to just actually make this as a untapped creature. So stream I thought it doesn't work in the deck. I think just as a one of Green Sun, it's good, and it's good with K command still. Probably a little late on the hand hider. I think I'll play the Trudge. Better against Thoughtseize too. Can't you say it's good with K command for most cards though? Okay, that's a good point. Yeah, we'll play the Trudge off of an Oasis. Yeah, I haven't done the blue green X spell yet. There's a lot to get to. A lot to get to still. All right, tank expedition map. Eldrazi Temple. So let's go imprint Emrakul to Ugin's Labyrinth, and then Green Sun for Fanatic, and we can hardcast Freyalise, right? Next turn, yeah, easily. And then draw 6 cards. Although we're gonna lose some mana unless we can find another Trudge, of course. Don't sniper. Whenever I have an opponent who just shows up and takes like 2 minutes to keep their hand or a minute, I'll just put up the hand hider for my own protection. Okay, thankfully this is Seer and not and we just have 2 Freyalises here. We draw another copy of Green Sun, which probably just wants to find us Trudge after we play this. So we're gonna gain 6, or draw 6 cards and gain 6 life. And then we draw another copy of Trudge, so we're able to just play it and then play Bridge, so we could maybe Hideaway next turn. We do have enough. We do have 10 power in play for the Hideaway. You grab the Mycospawn and kick it next turn. Have I decided to not do direct to YouTube content? I mean, I just did the PowerPoint video. That was direct to YouTube content. I would always like to do more direct to YouTube content. This has been something I've been saying for years. I'd like to do more. And it's something I would be doing if I didn't have these other non-Magic projects I'm working on. I'm working on a novel and a game, and both have been in the game's been in development for over 2 years, novel like a year and a half, and it's just difficult to do everything. But one day I'll figure it out. Yeah, you can kick a spell if you cast it off a Hideaway. I did record a couple of prelims off stream, and like I lost in like the second round twice, and I didn't feel like it was a good video to upload. Okay, so let's go. We drew another Disciple of Freyalise. Let's kick a Mycospawn or cast a Mycospawn. And I think we'll probably Green Sun for Ouroboroid here. Play the Arbor so we can get the power and toughness. Probably attack here. Can draw 9 cards, gain 9 life off this Trudge. Yeah, I like doing the direct to YouTube stuff too. Like I know that it's good content, but there's just only so many hours in the day. right, Ghost Quarter in. Maybe over Basic Forest in this matchup. Pretty cool. So we do have, okay, yeah, this hand looks like it has no spells at first, but we actually get to go. This hand is Trudge into Fanatic, and seems good enough. My viewers mostly US or EU. I don't know. I don't really look at that stuff. I don't know how I don't know how it's helpful necessarily, but I don't know. Everybody tell me where you're from, your social security number, and your mother's maiden name. See if they have another turn 2 seer. This card doesn't die to Dismember either. Not a turn 2 seer. Turn 2 Mind Stone this time. Five mana, 5 Eldrazi mana. Looks like a K command. Make spawn tokens. Okay, we might have a hard time this game. Or we could draw Fight Rigging right now, I guess. Couldn't summon it. I guess I get another Temple. Oh, we could get Ghost Quarter. I think I have to get Temple here. I don't think they have Tron. I think they would, maybe have Scry Drawn if they were looking for it. They have a lot of mana anyways. They play a Wastes. And 5, 6. I think this is going to be Ugin. Not Ugin. Or not Ugin right now. They got to have something big, I tell you what. Okay. Weird. I agree Ugin is a good card to cast here. Then they make mana. Okay, and then they thought not seer me. No thinking, just take K command. Arborist in 20 months? Yeah, trudge. Couldn't have said it better myself. Let's take the bridge and then Rumble again. Just try to set up for Emrakul next turn. So that's 2 more types. Emrakul is going to cost 8, 6, 7, 8. Do another. I guess I take a second Emrakul. Might take 2 to get the job done. And we brick pretty hard on this. I guess we'll put Fanatic of Rhonas here. It is nice that both the MDFCs are good with the plan. Because, like, the Disciple of Freyalise is just when you're hideawaying, you have a Trudge in play most of the time. You just get to gain 6, draw 6. So they play a map. They're going to get Tron. They drew a card. I don't want to see the Mind Stone get tapped. I don't want to see the Mind Stone get tapped because that means they've got something else good. I just want my spawns to live, and I want my graveyard to stay in the graveyard so I can play Emrakul next turn. Now, Emrakul's not going to be, like, so fantastic. I guess it could be kind of fun. It could be kind of fun to ultimate their Ugin in 2 turns. I don't know exactly what I could do with that. Okay, thankfully I found the second Emrakul. But this means that maybe like the ultimating the Emrakul in 2 turns plan not going to be there so much. They're doing an audit to see if I can afford this Emrakul. They say, you got 2 of them. So what's fun about this is if I Emrakul, they play the game, they plus the Ugin next turn. If I can Emrakul again the following turn, which I'm not really guaranteed to be able to, because I have to sack these spawns. But if I could ultimate their Ugin for them. Oh, it cost 1 less than I thought it did, or I had 1 more mana. So that might happen. Might happen. I'm definitely not going to +2 for them. If they're going to, we want to be controlling them when they're ultimating, not let them ultimate first, of course. I think we're supposed to be sacking these. Like, we could find Cake Man. So I'm gonna make me screw. I guess that'll make mana now. So I'm gonna make spawns and I'm gonna scry draw. You know, this is a real downside on Cake Man. Is that target player is kind of a downside. we found the downside. All right, we could keep. Maybe a little bit bad on the draw. All right, we get to test the Boros matchup and with our more stumbly hand, I guess. No 2-drop. We drew Fight Rigging. I guess if they have Thraben Charm up for Fight Rigging, that's kind of a problem. I guess we take the bridge. Don't love that it's only a tap land. I guess we don't want F6 because if they have Discharge for the spawn, we want to sack the spawn so they don't get extra energy. They graveyard a copy of Flage. Okay, so we're going to need untap land. A big bummer we couldn't rumble into one. We might be able to draw into one still. It would stink if we just like had all this set up and that was the choke point. And of course they I mean maybe we could find I guess we could just find double land for K command this turn. It's not so bad. Emrakul is going to cost 8, so I think I'll just probably set up for that. And yeah, we'll pass back here. Maybe exile Flage and Guide, maybe Scry Draw. I don't know how much I care about the Flage, but I also don't really need the card. Oh, I almost returned the card to my hand. Let's exile the Flage. It's also nice that with this Guide of Souls dead, they're not going to gain the 6th energy to discharge the Trudge. As Trudge's secret mode attack when used. I don't think today, but like in the other builds, yeah, we just sometimes cast it as a 6/6. I think we did cast it as a 6/6 once today. I don't think we attacked or blocked with it though. Although I kind of think they might have Thraben Charm. It's kind of bad for me here. Um, if I think they have Thraben Charm, should I maybe cast Sowing Mycospawn and just set up to Emrakul next turn? Maybe I'm gonna cast the Fight Rigging. Definitely Thraben Charm. They could also just have kind of a weird stumbly hand. They could have another Discharge that's not really good for them here. They could have another Flage. So they decide to kill my Trudge rather than kill the Fight Rigging. So if I can draw a Green Sun Zenith, a Trudge, although I don't have that many Trudges left, or a Eldrazi Temple. Okay, we drew Green Sun. So I guess we go wait, Mycospawn first. They might have another thing, but I have 2 Trudges left. Oh yeah, I did just bottom a couple. I forgot about that. So if they have a second Thraben Charm, good shit, you know. They have to have a second here. Nice. Not too bad. Now, we don't 100% win here, but should be in good shape. They should sack their treasure token. They do have a discharge. And they do have a flage, so definitely need to play one flage so that they don't just flage me twice, I guess, and then so flage the Ocelot Pride and then attack with the Ajani into me. Flage cat. There's no red permanent for the Ajani if I flage here. I think it's just like so important that I do not that I do cast a flage so that they can't just 3-mana flage twice. Although maybe they could just 4-mana flage, 3-mana flage now. I can cast a Trudge. Trudge not doing a lot here, I guess. I do need to draw a land to Emrakul. I miscounted earlier. They top deck a copy of a Ajani, and they have a Ragavan in their hand. So if I can't block, this is a Ajani top deck is so annoying. Okay, if I block, they flip a Ajani. I'm at 5. They play Ragavan, and there's 1, 2. I guess I don't die. I go to. I'm still dead to a Flage trigger, anyways. I'm at 5, and then they have cat token, Ragavan. I go to 1. Versus I stay at 3. Doesn't seem like there's a big difference. Five equals 5. We die, right? No, you may be counting the Ajani. We do have a lot of outs. Mycospawn, maybe K command, maybe fight rigging, maybe although I guess like they have enough. Maybe just blocking is going to be my problem next. Or Disciple of Freyalise was also pretty high on my list. We're 1 short of casting this Turntimber. Well, bummer, I guess. It's probably the best top deck. I have like the endurance, and I've got this Chomping Changeling. I feel like I just want to stick with my plan A against them again. Maybe I want to go down on Mycospawns. Maybe I can go down like -1, -1, +1, +1. Yeah, no, I just feel like I want the Mycospawns. Have we untap Trudge with Ranger? I think we did that in our very like first league. It's hard to say. Ouroboroid is always in hand in this deck until you have nothing to play. It's always in hand in this deck until you have nothing. I love it as the last stream. Maybe I'm just too tired. But I have no idea what any of y'all are saying. You mean you aren't casting it ever? I mean, we green sunned for it last game and it was good. It's always the worst of the given plays. I mean, I think a 1 of green sun target in this deck is at least fine. I think if Ouroboroid is the worst of any given play at any time, that's probably just a good thing for the deck. Alright, they finish their sideboarding. I think we mulligan this. Put back the second lab, probably. And then play lab, imprint Emrakul turn 1. So if we draw Temple, we can K command on 2. Sorry for English. Yeah, it's okay. I just didn't understand what you were saying. But yeah, I'm gonna keep playing it. We have Green Sun for it, and it's been the right thing to Green Sun for, which is just enough of a reason for me to play 1 copy. Is there a big Green Sunnable lifelinker you could have as a 1 of? I don't believe so. There are not really like green lifelinkers. And you know, yeah, Disciple of Freyalise does gain you a bunch of life. I don't know how often you're gonna Green Sun for it. Atraxa, that's true. That's a green lifelinker. Probably not putting it in the deck. How Sultai Necro been earlier? The Necro archetype I don't think is very good, but the charm was good with Necro. I'm gonna maybe I think it's fine to rumble here. Yeah, we do hit the land. Maybe I think I'm just gonna play Fanatic instead of commanding. It's not very easy for them to get through the Fanatic here with only one land. They do find the second land. Yeah, I remember Elder Grogroth like really early into my streaming career. It like came out, it got printed, and it just was great. Like it just dodged, like there was no solitude, and there was no sorry, it stops fight rig. um there's no solitude, and there was no just almost no removal that got it at all. Well, we'll take some time to Stone Rain our opponent on their greedy keep. So blue didn't feel good in it. I would say that more so that like playing necro dominance, it's just kind of awkward in like the prowess Boros metagame. You're paying a lot of life against decks that are really aggressive against you. I do think if I was gonna play necro again, I might try Golgari with Witherbloom Charm. And Witherbloom Charm does feel like a good card, but I don't think I don't know that it's enough for me to feel like I want to be playing Necro right now. There may be a good build of it though. I don't want to completely dismiss it. Your mana gets a lot better, obviously. Twice the number of creatures. Well, wouldn't it be a shame if you just had one less creature in play? So that I think this lets me cast Emrakul. Slumbering Trudge is Black Lotus, chat. Slumbering Trudge apparently is just Black Lotus. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we're one short. It's okay. Sometimes Black Lotus isn't enough. So instead of that, I guess we can double kick Mycospawn, which might have just been the better play anyways. Taking an extra damage to our land here so our opponents underestimate us. More like Dark Ritual. No, it's plus oh, it is Dark Ritual. I forgot that this already makes 1 by itself. Apologies. And then we can get our hideaway land here, although they do have the Vexing Bauble. Actually, I'll just get Oasis so they maybe side out Vexing Bauble. You know, I almost boarded out those Mycospawns. All right, game 3 on the draw. Let's just run it. No, we had 2 Mycospawns. It does not have multi-kicker. Maybe it should. Like maybe it should just be a 3/3, and then for 2 extra mana you can do one of the 2 things, and then you for 8 mana you can do both. Maybe 1 less space. I don't know. Mycospawn's just so over the top. Yeah, Wumbus is like weirdly interesting in this build. There's not like a lot of room for something like it, but it does fit fight rigging pretty well. Did people Mycospawn for Gaia's Cradle at all in Legacy? I've done that in Cube a bunch. I know it's banned in Legacy. Better in Legacy than it is in Modern with Wasteland and Eye of Ugin. They do in CEDH. Yeah, that makes sense. I watched a I don't know who it was. I watched a YouTube video of a guy, just like a guy talking in a microphone about CEDH and the problems with it as a format. And you know, most of the problems were like multiplayer and politics and stuff. And then another issue was this kind of blew my mind, is that in order to like stop someone from winning, like a bunch of people will just like offer a draw real fast. I didn't exactly understood how it worked. I was a confused viewer. I didn't understand how like the proposing a draw worked in CEDH. But apparently it's a big problem. Everyone's they play for like an hour and then they just all draw. They like choose to draw strategically. And then he was talking about how the best way to avoid politics is to like publicly declare who you're allying with, and then you get advantages on your alliances with other players. And it just sounded so crazy. Is Distraction Makers the YouTube channel? Yeah, I wasn't familiar with them. I just kind of clicked on the video, but it just seems like it's a whole other world. What can I say? It's a whole other world. It's common to find that there's a kingmaker and just agree to draw after an hour. Oh boy. Yeah, it's like you're more likely to draw a game than you are to win a game. All right, they've got a Guide of Souls. The issue is here's something else, and I don't know how we're talking about CEDH. I guess we have a slow Boros opponent, so we're talking about CEDH. Here's another thing that confused me about the video. He kept talking about how people are like, one person will try to win the game, and then like it's a common strategy to try to win the game in response to your opponent winning the game. I hope I said that right, but stop trying to make me talk about CEDH. Okay, I'm gonna take the Ouroboroid. He said it was common to try to win the game in response to your opponent trying to win the game. And how does that happen? Are you casting like a 1-mana card that gives all your stuff instant speed to win in response, like with Winds of Abandon and stuff? Like the specific card, like just specifically flash enablers, and then you're all just playing the same combo. It just seems very weird. I guess I should probably block the Ocelot Pride and sack, and then they don't get a token. Not always the same combo. Oh, sure, fair enough. Okay, I mean, I'm just curious. All right, I guess it's just gonna come down to, do we find Devourer or Emrakul off fight rigging? Maybe Disciple of Freyalise would be, yeah, that'd probably get us there too. Or Turntimber Symbiosis could be good. Okay, one less Turntimber Symbiosis. Come on, big money. Let's go gambling. Okay. Not the best. But we do get to gain 7 life, draw 7 cards. And have a 3/3 in play. I didn't draw like a temple. I don't like that. Don't like that so much. Do I have another Trudge? I don't have another Trudge. I have to discard 5 cards. Mycospawn, Turntimber, Disciple of Freyalise, Rumble, probably. Oh, one more. Second Rumble, probably. Okay, they missed their second land, and now they found their third on turn 4. Yeah, didn't draw a temple or lab. Didn't draw, is what it is. How often can one beat a Johnny Bombardment? Not that often. Ouroboroid in hand. Yeah, the problem here is the Ouroboroid in the hand. I mean, I'm gonna block. They can flip. They have a bombardment. They can flip the Ajani anyways. They should have flipped it main phase 1. How could you do this to me, Ouroboroid? Wait, do they have Kitty's Blessing too? 5. Oh my gosh, okay, I'm out. All right, I think it is lunchtime for me. This deck is really sick. We're gonna play more of it tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Monday. No challenge Monday, unfortunately. I got a doctor's appointment, but we'll be back with more Strixhaven brews there. There's a lot to get to. I'm having a good time. I hope you're having a good time too. I gotta eat some lunch. after my Boros opponent ate my lunch. If you know what I mean. I haven't seen Core